P1 for Tommy Teasdale, a quiet run so far.
Good evening. Rain, go away.
It stopped raining. Still a bit drizzly though.
Yeah, I was looking at the forecast. Says that it may have maybe we'll get lucky.
According to local weather agency, it shouldn't rain anymore.
Oh, that'll be good. We can
There
dry the
was a
track
shower
out.
about an hour and a half ago, but it's over now.
Purple sector 1 for Tommy Teasdale. Let's hear from Craig Gallagher's perspective in the number 97
it was
Ford
raining.
WLHD.
There are multiple times I came in here and it was raining, but I didn't do but a handful of laps.
Slowed dramatically in AM. Here's the replay.
I was hoping for the best. But that's one of the things that I do like about CMS. It's unpredictable as far as you never know. You can always hope for rain or dry, but it doesn't mean it's always going to be that way.
Back to Craig Gallagher, running P2 in AM.
So you don't set the weather conditions, it just happens?
It's based on live weather.
P4 Craig Gallagher, keeping it clean.
As it is in Japan today?
Right now, at this moment.
In Japan.
Yeah. No, that's one of all the CMS
Now
servers are based on real
driving
weather.
the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD.
It's one of the things that makes it kind of unique. And like I'm saying, you never know. I mean, you may do all your practice in the rain because it's never dry, and then coming to the day that you race, it is dry, or the vice versa, or like I say. But this has been a mixed match all week since I set the server up. There's been several times where I've come in and it was raining, and a couple times where it wasn't. So last night, luckily it wasn't, but I think the way it is now, it looks like we're going to get lucky and it'll dry out.
Something has gone wrong for Karl Struwald in AM. Let's take a look.
Doesn't go with the time of day or time of night for the location, does it?
It does not follow the time of day, but it's the current weather.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works exactly.
Switching to Craig Gallagher's
but there's
onboard
also an
number
offset.
97
Like
Ford Mondeo WHD.
if it's in the middle of the night there, it won't be middle of the night for us. And if it's
Craig Gallagher fastest
32
in
degrees there, it won't be
153.896.
32 degrees like Fahrenheit for us. You know what I'm saying? There is an offset that way we're not
consistency from Tommy
driving
Teasdale.
undrivable track
to Pro
conditions.
P2.
Yeah, the
Oliver
server
Day.
time at the moment is 2:36
It's raining
p.m.,
now.
but the current time in Japan at the moment is 10:28 in the morning.
And there it says it's starting to drizzle. Just when I took the wet out.
Oh
Oliver
my
Day
God.
maintaining P4.
More rain.
On board with Craig Gallagher in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WLHD. Craig Gallagher holding P2. P2 for Oliver Day in Pro with a 144.173. Let's ride with Oliver Day in the number 42 Ford Mondeo WHD. P2 for Oliver Day, a quiet run so far. A spin for Cyril Cherry in AM. Let's take another look. We're back with Oliver Day in P2. You could set your watch by Tommy Teasdale's lap times. P1 Tommy Teasdale, keeping it clean. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from straight one. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale accelerating harder from... Now on board with Craig Gallagher driving the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Cyril Cherry is in trouble in AM. Here's the replay. Back to Craig Gallagher, running P1 in AM. Craig Gallagher running in P3. Tommy Teasdale now 11 laps done. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker through straight one. On board with Oliver Day in the number 42 Ford Mondeo WHD. Cyril Cherry lost the rear in AM. Here's the replay. Returning to Oliver Day in P2 in Pro. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale has the advantage at straight one. switching to Karl Struhol's onboard in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Karl Struhol cruising in P4. Let's ride with Tommy Teasdale in the number 8 BMW 322i STW. Tommy Teasdale's pace is fading. Karl Struhol into P2 in AM 29.274. Strong drive out of straight 3 for pro driver Tommy on board with Oliver Day in the number 42 Ford Mondeo WHD. The lap times are starting to drop off for Oliver Day. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from straight 3. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale accelerating harder from straight 3. Strong drive out of straight 3 for pro driver Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from straight 3. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker on the power out of straight 3. Now on board with Tommy Teasdale, driving the number 8 BMW 320i STW. Losing a bit of pace now, Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale accelerating harder from Oliver Day is struggling to maintain the pace. Strong drive out to straight 3 for pro driver Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from straight 3. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker on the power out of straight 3. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale accelerating harder from straight 3. Strong drive out of straight 3 for pro driver Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker on the power out of straight 3. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from. Here's Karl Struhol in P2 in AM. Karl Struhol maintaining P4. Here's the AM leader, Craig Gallagher. AM driver Craig Gallagher has the edge on entry to straight 1. AM driver Craig Gallagher braking deeper into straight 1. Watch the braking into straight 1. AM driver Craig Gallagher is later there. Better entry speed for AM driver Craig Gallagher at straight 1. Craig Gallagher holding P3. AM driver Craig Gallagher accelerating harder from straight 3. Strong drive out of straight 3 for AM driver Craig Gallagher. Better traction for AM driver Craig Gallagher out of straight 3. AM driver Craig Gallagher gets a better exit from straight 3. Oliver Day has slowed dramatically in pro. Here's the replay.
No worries, Oliver. If I was going fast, the correct speed, you wouldn't have hit me.
We're back with Craig Gallagher in P1 in AM. Better traction for AM driver Craig Gallagher out of straight 3. Strong drive out of straight 3 for AM driver Craig Gallagher. Here's the view from Karl Struhl's cockpit in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD.
Probably not the best choice. Okay. 60%.
Yeah.
I can't even drive this sumbitch in the wet with the wets, and you're on slicks.
Karl Struhl ticking off the laps on lap 8. The times are coming down for Karl Struhl. Karl Struhl continues to improve through sector 1. AM driver Karl Struhl carries more speed into straight. Watch the braking into straight 1. AM driver Karl Struhl is later there. AM driver Karl Struhl braking deeper into straight 1. AM driver Karl Struhl carries more speed into straight 1. Watch the braking into straight 1. AM driver Karl Struhl is later there. AM driver Karl Struhl braking deeper into straight 1. AM driver Karl Struhl has the edge on entry to straight 1. Better entry speed for AM driver Karl Struhl at straight 1. AM driver Karl Struhl carries more speed into straight 1. AM driver Karl Struhl has the edge on entry to straight 1. Watch the braking into straight 1. AM driver Karl Struhl. Oliver Day currently P2 in pro. The lap times are starting to drop off for Oliver Day. Something has gone wrong for Oliver Day in pro. Let's take a look. Back to Oliver Day, running P2 in Pro. A solid 9 laps so far from Oliver Day. Let's see it from Tommy Teasdale's perspective in the number 8 BMW 3TI STW. Tommy Teasdale's pace is fading. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale and pro driver Oliver Day trading advantages through straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is faster in, but pro driver Oliver Day gets the better exit from straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale with the entry, pro driver Oliver Day with the exit to straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale brakes later, pro driver Oliver Day exits faster at straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is faster in, but pro driver Oliver Day gets the better exit from straight 1. Different approaches at straight 1, pro driver Tommy Teasdale. Oliver Day is struggling to maintain the pace. Now on board with Tommy Teasdale, driving the number 8 BMW 320 ISTW. Losing a bit of pace now, Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale and pro driver Oliver Day trading advantages through straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale brakes later. Pro driver Oliver Day exits faster at straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day and pro driver Tommy Teasdale trading time through straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day with the entry, pro driver Tommy Teasdale with the exit at straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day brakes later, pro driver Tommy Teasdale exits faster at straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day is faster in, but... Oh, Craig Gallagher is in trouble in Am. Here's the replay. Returning to Oliver Day in P2, let's check on pro leader Tommy Teasdale. The lap times are starting to drop off for Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale and pro driver Oliver Day trading advantages through straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale with the entry, pro driver now with pro P2, Oliver Day.
Hey guys.
Hey, Sean.
Oliver Day's pace is fading.
John.
Hey, Sean.
Pro driver Oliver Day brakes later. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale exits faster at straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day is faster in, but pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets the better exit from straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day with the entry, pro driver Tommy Teasdale with the exit at straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day and pro driver Tommy Teasdale trading time through straight 1. pro driver Oliver Day and pro driver Tommy Teasdale. On board with Tommy Teasdale in the number 8 BMW 320i STW. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale with the entry, pro driver Oliver Day with the exit at straight 1. Different approaches at straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale carries more speed, pro driver Oliver Day accelerates harder. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale brakes later, pro driver Oliver Day exits faster at straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is faster in, but pro driver Oliver Day gets the better exit from straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale with the entry, pro driver Oliver Day with the exit at straight 1. Tommy Teasdale now 20 laps done. Let's ride with Sean Eric in the number 29 Peugeot 406 STW RHD. Can Gilles Alon finally take that top step? 3 races in. Now on board with Oliver Day, driving the number 42 Ford Mondeo WHD. Losing a bit of pace now, Oliver Day. Pro driver Oliver Day and pro driver Tommy Teasdale trading time through straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day brakes later, pro driver Tommy Teasdale exits faster at straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day is faster in, but pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets the better exit from straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day with the entry, pro driver Tommy Teasdale with the exit at straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day and pro driver Tommy Teasdale trading advantages through straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day brakes later, pro driver. The lap times are starting to drop off for Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is faster in, but pro driver Oliver Day gets the better exit from straight 1. Different approaches at straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale carries more speed, pro driver Oliver Day accelerates harder. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale and pro driver Oliver Day trading advantages through straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale brakes later, pro driver Oliver Day exits faster at straight 1. Different approaches at straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale carries more speed, pro driver Oliver Day accelerates harder. On board with Sean Eric in the number 29 Peugeot 406 STW RHD. P5 Sean Eric keeping it clean. Pro driver Oliver Day carries more speed into straight 1. Better entry speed for pro driver Oliver Day at straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day has the edge on entry to straight 1. Watch the braking into straight 1. Pro driver Oliver Day is later there. Oliver Day's pace is fading. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale consistently faster through straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker through straight 1. Straight 1 is where pro driver Tommy Teasdale pulls away. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale consistently faster through straight 1. That's where pro driver Tommy Teasdale is making time through straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker through straight 1. Straight 1 is where pro driver Tommy Teasdale pulls away. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale consistently faster through straight 1. Switching to pro leader Tommy Teasdale. Losing a bit of pace now, Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale braking deeper into straight 1. Switching to pro P3 Sean Eric. Karl Struhl has slowed dramatically in AM. Here's the replay. We're back with Sean Eric in P3 in Pro. Pro driver Oliver Day has the edge on entry to straight one. Pro driver Oliver Day carries more speed into straight one. Watch the braking into straight one. Pro driver Oliver Day switching to Carl Struhl's onboard in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Carl Struhl cruising in P5.
This being our normal crew, I won't need the race brief. We'll just practice up till 8 o'clock, and I'll flip it
Let's
to
ride with Sean
qualifying.
Eric in the number 29 Peugeot 406 SDWRHD. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker through straight one.
Unless somebody just loves to hear
Straight
me
one
read the
is where
brief.
pro driver Tommy Teasdale pulls away.
You could do it while we're
Pro
driving.
driver Sean Eric
Radio.
gets a better exit from turn one.
No, I gotta concentrate.
Pro driver Sean
slow.
Eric accelerating harder from turn one. Better traction for pro driver Sean Eric out of turn one.
Nothing promised me. Nothing's changed.
Pro
from the
driver
last
Sean Eric is quicker on the power out of turn one. Pro driver Sean Eric accelerating harder from turn one. Pro driver Sean Eric gets a better exit from turn one. Here's the view from Gilles Lalonde's cockpit in the number 8 BMW 320i STW. Better traction for pro driver Sean Eric out of turn one. Strong drive out of turn one for pro driver Sean Eric.
Carl, do you know if you have it set for
Gilles
formation
Lalonde running in
lap and
P6.
standing start?
No, it's just standing. We go straight
Quicker
to
laps
race.
now from Carl Struhl.
Okay.
And it's a 20-minute race, like it's supposed to be.
Right on.
On board with Gilles Lalonde in the number 8 BMW 32i STW.
Has it been raining off and on, or?
Yeah,
Have
it's
you
twice
forecast
since
rain?
I've been in here. It's
Gilles Lalonde
supposed to
holding
clear
P4.
off and stay cleared off, but we'll see.
Good enough.
Sector 3 improvement for Gilles Lalonde. Now on board with Craig Gallagher, driving the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. The lap times are starting to drop off for Craig Gallagher. AM driver Craig Gallagher accelerating harder from... Tommy Teasdale has found some pace in the last few laps. Better traction for pro driver Tommy Teasdale out of turn one. Strong drive out of turn one for pro driver Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker on the power out of turn. Switching to Gilles Lalonde on board in the number 8 BMW 320i STW. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde consistently faster through straight one. That's where pro driver Gilles Lalonde is making time through straight one. Straight one is where pro driver Gilles Lalonde pulls away. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde consistently faster through straight one. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde has the advantage at straight one. That's where pro driver Gilles Lalonde is making time through straight 1.
I'll be right back, and we'll
Pro
probably
driver
bump
Gilles
this
Lalonde
thing
consistently
and bump
faster
into,
through straight 1.
qualifying.
Pro driver
as soon
Gilles
as I
Lalonde
get
is quicker
back.
through straight 1.
Okay.
Straight 1 is where pro driver Gilles Lalonde pulls away. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde consistently faster through straight 1. That's where pro driver Gilles Lalonde is making time through straight 1. Gilles Lalonde improves in sector 2. Here's the view from Craig Gallagher's cockpit in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Craig Gallagher's pace is fading. Let's ride with Tommy Teasdale in the number 8 BMW 322i STW. Tommy Teasdale is getting into a rhythm now. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from turn 1. Better traction for pro driver Tommy Teasdale out of turn 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale accelerating harder from turn 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from turn 1. Better traction for pro driver Tommy Teasdale out of turn 1. Strong drive out of turn 1 for
And
pro
if there
driver
are
Tommy
no
Teasdale.
objections, we'll move on into qualifying. All
Pro
right.
driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from turn. On board with Gilles Lalonde in the number
Good
8
with me.
BMW 322i STW. Better
I've had
traction
my-
for pro driver
I
Gilles
haven't heard him
Lalonde
say
out of
anything
turn
tonight.
1.
He's with us.
Something has gone wrong for Craig Gallagher.
Looks like he's in
AM.
here.
Let's take a look.
It's on Discord. Hey. Earth to Gilles.
Figured
I
you
know.
were
I
talking
just,
about him.
I was teasing with you. Yeah.
Back to Gilles Lalonde running P4 in. Here's Gilles Lalonde in P4 in Pro. The times are coming down for Gilles Lalonde.
Now we'll next session.
Gilles Lalonde continues to improve through sector 2. Let's check on Sean Eric, P3 in Pro. Here's the Pro leader, Tommy Teasdale. P1 for Tommy Teasdale, a quiet run so far. Let's see it from Oliver Day's perspective in the number 42 Ford Mondeo WHD. Oliver Day cruising in P2. Switching to Craig Gallagher's onboard in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. P5 Craig Gallagher, keeping it clean. Sean Eric running in P3. Let's check on pro leader Tommy Teasdale. Now with the pro leader, Sean Eric. P2 for Oliver Day in pro with a 139. Oh, Carl Struhl is in trouble in AM. Here's the replay. Returning to Sean Eric in P1. Let's ride with Carl Struhl in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WLHD. P2 for Tommy Teasdale in pro with a 138.877.
Go around me, Tommy.
Carl Struhl cruising in P6. Gilles Lalonde at the top of the standings, lining up P5 on the grid. Tommy Teasdale managing on board with Oliver Day in the number 42 Ford Mondeo WLHD. Gap now 1.2 seconds for Oliver Day. Switching to Craig Gallagher's onboard in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Carl Struhl into P2 in AM, 155.920. That's 8.32 behind Craig Gallagher. Craig Gallagher holding P4. Now with MP2, Carl Struhl. Now on board with Sean Eric driving the number 29 Peugeot 406 STW RHD. Pro driver Sean Eric is faster in, but pro driver Oliver Day gets the better exit from turn 5. Pro driver Sean Eric with the entry, pro driver Oliver P4 for Gilles Lalonde, a quiet run so far. On board with Craig Gallagher in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. AM driver Craig Gallagher accelerating harder from straight 6. Strong drive out of straight 6 for AM driver Craig Gallagher. Better traction for AM driver Craig Gallagher out of straight 6. AM driver Craig Gallagher is quicker on the power out of straight 6. Strong drive out of straight 6 for AM driver Craig Gallagher. Better traction for AM driver Craig Gallagher out of straight. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde has the edge on entry to hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde braking deeper into hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde carries more speed into hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde has the edge on entry to hairpin 1. Watch the braking into hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde. Let's ride with Carl Struhel in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Better entry speed for pro driver Gilles Lalonde at hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde has the edge on entry to hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde braking deeper into hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde carries more speed into hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde has the edge on entry to hairpin 1. Watch the braking to hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde. Now on board with Carl Struhel driving the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Gilles Lalonde is still searching for that first win of the season after 3 starts. Fastest in Pro, Tommy Teasdale, 138.640. That's 0.06 quicker than Sean Eric. On board with Tommy Teasdale in the number 8 BMW 32Ti STW. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale accelerating harder from. Pro driver Oliver Day is quicker through hairpin 1. Pro driver Oliver Day has the advantage at hairpin 1 pot. Hairpin 1 is where pro driver Oliver Day pulls away. That's where pro driver Oliver Day is making time through hairpin 1. Pro driver Oliver Day consistently faster through hairpin 1. Hairpin 1 is where pro driver Oliver Day pulls away. Pro driver Oliver Day is quicker through hairpin 1. That's where pro driver Oliver Day is making time through hairpin 1. Pro driver Oliver Day consistently faster. Here's Gilles Lalonde in P4 in Pro. Pro driver Oliver Day has the advantage at hairpin 1. Hairpin 1 is where pro driver Oliver Day pulls away. Different approaches at hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde carries more speed. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale accelerates harder. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde is faster in, but pro driver switching to pro leader Tommy Teasdale. Tommy Teasdale sets a personal best through sector 1. Let's check on Sean Eric, P2 in Pro. Pro driver Sean Eric and pro driver Oliver Day trading time through hairpin 1. Pro driver Sean Eric brakes later. Pro driver Oliver Day exits faster at hairpin 1. Different approaches at hairpin 1. Pro driver. Let's see it from Oliver Day's perspective in the number 42 Ford Mondeo WHD. That's where pro driver Oliver Day is making time through hairpin 1. Pro driver Oliver Day has the advantage at hairpin 1. Pro driver Oliver Day consistently faster through hairpin 1. Hairpin 1 is where pro driver Oliver Day pulls away. Pro driver Oliver Day has the advantage at hairpin 1. Pro driver Oliver Day consistently faster through hairpin 1. Pro driver Oliver Day is quicker through hairpin 1. Hairpin 1 is where pro driver Oliver Day. Remarkably consistent from Gilles Lalonde. Pro driver Oliver Day consistently faster through hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde carries more speed into hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde braking deeper into hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde has the edge on entry. Now on board with Sean Eric driving the number 29 Peugeot 406 STW RHD. Lap 8 for Sean Eric, settling into the rhythm. Watch the braking into hairpin 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde is later there. Better entry speed for pro driver Gilles Lalonde at hairpin. Let's ride with Carl Struhel in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Carl Struhel running in P5. Green sector 1 for Carl Struhel. On board with Sean Eric in the number 29 Peugeot 406 STWRHD. Quicker laps now from Sean Eric. Sean Eric holding P2. The checkered flag is out for qualifying. We'll have the results once timing and scoring confirm the final order.
That's nice, Gilles. Close battle for that spot. All right, we'll bump it into a warm up and run used to full tank, and we'll get the race going pretty quick. We'll just do 5 minutes. And I guess I had left qualifying on 15 minutes like it was for Longford. So, oh well, a little extra time never hurt.
Nice lap, Tommy.
Yeah, you too. That was close.
That was up quite a bit more than my final time, but I blew it in the last corner.
What did Pole wind at? 38.5?
I don't remember.
38.4.
Top three must have quite the race.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey,
And as you,
Craig, did you get a hold of that setup from Carl?
Yes, I did.
Did you give it a whirl?
Yes, I have.
What do you think?
It's stabler than the other one I had, I thought.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Here are the qualifying
I
results.
think the rain is
Now for pro.
it's-
Tommy
yeah,
Teasdale
I
in the
know
number
it
8
had
BMW
got me
320i
off, but I
STW
finally kind
takes
of
pole with
found some speed. But didn't you do a
138.492.
42
Sean,
yesterday,
Eric,
Craig?
and Oliver Day complete the top three. Now for
maybe.
Am. Carl Straw in the number 97 Ford Mondeo
That's what I thought
WLHD
I
takes
saw on
pole with
RF2LA,
141.870. Craig Gallagher alongside. Warm-up session
compared
underway.
both of them,
10
and,
minutes to prepare.
They're different.
Here's the view from Tommy Teasdale's cockpit in the number 8 BMW 320i
I'm glad you think it's more stable.
STW.
A lot of times my setups for front wheel drives are kind of, the rear end is swinging all over the place. It's like driving a wheelbarrow, I say. Like you just swing it back and forth, you know? So some people don't like that, but
I don't drive it that
P1
fast
for
to
Tommy
swing
Teasdale.
itself.
A quiet run so far.
it's a wild ride sometimes.
Funny thing, Craig, it's a Peugeot setup, so obviously they translate between the front wheel drives. Actually, that's it. Sean had asked me, "Hey man, do you know if those setups? I mean, do they go? Are they the car's different?" And I'm like, "Heck, I don't know." And he goes, "Well, let me give you this setup and you try it." And I tried it, and it seemed a little more stable than what I was using.
The Peugeot is a front-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Yeah, only that the BMW is rear wheel drive.
It's just sometimes with different car mods of a certain type, maybe the suspension settings range goes higher for one car. So then you transfer a setup from one car that has, I don't know, setting number 7, when that's the highest it would go. It'll maybe screw it up for the other car if it doesn't translate directly. But these seem to work, so that's cool.
And we try the Peugeot next time we race.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a beauty.
that'll be the true comparison is to get into the Peugeot and see if you can do the same lap as you can in this car, because then, or maybe we just got lucky and his Peugeot setup seems to work with this Ford. You know what I'm saying? I didn't actually do
Right.
that comparison. That's a good idea.
Oliver Day maintaining P3.
The Peugeot has, the different sound, different shift points are better, perhaps. Some small differences like that, but still a front-wheel drive sedan with shitty brakes. It should be similar. Not the mod has shitty brakes. The car just did back in those days.
Yeah, and like I say, then does the Nissan and the others have the Opel? Well, I guess it's the Vectra. Does you know what I'm saying? How did the setups? Do they actually?
I could try it on. I get along pretty well with the Volvo. I could try it on that and see what I think. But this is the Peugeot is the same car I ran 2.5 years ago when Ross did the same.
Oh yeah, and the Super Touring. Yeah, that's why I'm running the Ford, because I had never really liked front wheel drive cars until that series, and then it turned out to be a blast. And so
Championship leader
Yeah,
Gilles
it was a good
Lalonde
time.
heading into today's race.
And as always, I appreciate the faithful crew that comes out and helps keep the MNRL alive and kicking and having a good time.
Oliver Day
So
cruising in
still have
P4.
some good racing.
Switching to Carl Struhl's onboard in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WLHD. 5 minutes to go.
That's a nice group of guys to race with.
Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, it's too bad. that we can't grow it just a little bit more, but I'm just glad for the group we got that keeps coming back every Tuesday to have some fun. So that's what really matters.
Carl Struhl running in P2. P2 for Oliver
Were you
Day in
going
Pro
all the
with
way
a
down,
140.218.
For warm up.
Oh, I was going to finish this lap. I'm just about done here. A couple turns to go.
No worries. What's the other name for this circuit? Ida?
T1 or AIDA, yeah.
Aida? Okay.
Or Tommy can probably say it better than I can.
Carl Struhl holding P3.
Aida.
Aida? Okay.
Isn't this the one where Jules Bianchi died?
No, that was at
No,
Suzuka.
that was
A new
Suzuka.
personal best
Oh, was
sector
that
1 there
Suzuka
for
in the
Carl
rain?
Struhl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now on board with Oliver Day, driving the
toe
number
equipment
42
or
Ford
whatever
Mondial
it is.
WHD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
The tractor
Oh.
crane.
All right, I'm going to... Next session, we're going to race, folks. All right.
All right.
And I just assumed that was enough fuel for 20 minutes. I didn't even check, Sean.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do any calculations. I haven't had time. So I'm running what I ran on the last 20-minute race, which was like 30 liters.
6.1 gallons.
I'm running 27 liters.
Huh.
And that might be too much.
Well, 6.1 is
20
only
minutes.
23 liters. So, did you
Oh,
do
yeah,
any
I'm-
fuel calculation there,
Oh, not a
Craig?
bit.
'Cause you might
I
want to
didn't.
jump it up there, some Craig.
I'm going down to 28 liters right.
Mine looks good. That's Tommy's BOP.
Okay, I put another gallon or so in this setup because I just don't know. Oh, good thing I got on the grid. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
And it's lights on. Lights out and away we go. We're racing for 19 minutes at Okayama GP 2017. 6 cars across 2 classes.
That's the first time I didn't get smoked off the line, but
I was late on it.
I was worried you weren't even on the grid since you didn't go flying past me.
The gap is only 0.2 seconds, so close. Carl Struhl back out on track after 57 seconds. What a defensive drive from Tommy Teasdale. Sector 1 purple for Tommy Teasdale. Action in Pro, Sean Eric versus Oliver Day for P2. That's the quickest Sector 3 we've seen Oliver Day. P3 Oliver Day 0.8 back from the next car. Carl Struhl rejoins from the pits, 57 seconds stationary. Look at this pro battle. Tommy Teasdale versus Sean Eric for P1. Sean Eric improves in Sector 1. P2 for Sean Eric, a quiet run so far. Gilles Lalonde leads the championship starting from P5 today. Sean Eric making a move on Tommy Teasdale. Let's see Sean Eric's move on Tommy Teasdale in Pro. We rejoin the Pro battle for P1, Tommy Teasdale and Sean Eric. Nobody quicker than Sean Eric in Sector 1. Sector 2 purple for Sean Eric. Oliver Day is chipping away at Sean Eric's lead, 0.8 seconds now. 0.5 seconds the margin for Sean Eric in P2. P2 Sean Eric, 0.5 seconds to the car in front. Impressive consistency from Sean Eric. Sean Eric goes purple in Sector 3. P2 Sean Eric keeping it clean. Tommy Teasdale cruising in P1. Tommy Teasdale sets the benchmark in Sector 2. Gilles Alondiet to stand on the top step this season. Oh, halfway point. 11 minutes remaining. Now with Pro P2, Sean Eric. Sean Eric running 1.1 seconds behind the car ahead. Tommy Teasdale has been quicker, pulling away. 10 minutes left in the session. Wheel to wheel in Am. Carl Struhl. Let's see it from Carl Struhl's perspective in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. They're nose to tail, 1.3 seconds apart. Oh, action in Pro. Tommy Teasdale. Battle for P2 in Pro, Sean Eric and Oliver Day. You could set your watch by Sean Eric's lap times. .1 seconds the margin for Sean Eric in P2. Tommy Teasdale is building a cushion. Sean Eric maintaining P2. Sean Eric with 3.5 seconds of clear air ahead. Here's the pro leader, Tommy Teasdale. Tommy Teasdale 8 laps in, holding a 4.3 second lead. Gilles Lalonde at the top of the standings, lining up P4. Oh, great pro racing. Sean on board with Oliver Day in the number 42 Ford Mondeo WHD. P3 Oliver Day, 0.5 seconds to the car in front. The gap is coming down for Oliver Day. 5 minutes remaining. Nine laps completed by Oliver Day. Oliver Day in P3, a gap of 1.1 to close. Sean Eric is pulling away, gap up by 0.9 seconds. Oliver Day with 0.9 seconds of clear air ahead. P3 for Oliver Day, a quiet run so far. Gap down to 0.5 seconds for Oliver Day. 2 minutes to go. Tommy Teasdale looking strong in first place. Can Gilles Lalonde finally take that top step? 3 race. Oh, Sean Eric trying to hold off. 1 minute left in the session. Sean Eric cruising in P2. Sean Eric has completed 12 laps now. And Tommy Teasdale wins the Pro class. Victory in Pro for Tommy Teasdale. Oliver Day currently P3 in Pro. Switching to Carl Struhl's onboard in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WLHD. Gilles Lalonde takes the flag in P4. A first win of the season for Carl. Runner-up in Pro, Sean Eric. P3 in Pro, Oliver Day.
All right. I'll restart the warm-up and we'll get the grid reversed and we'll get to the second race. And all I can do is figure out how to go slower and slower. Sure can't figure out how to go any faster.
I never did any sort of a even 10-minute long stint. My setup suffers. I got very slow. Lots of pressure from Oliver, and I couldn't catch Tommy after a while. Good job, Tommy.
Yeah, good race. Yeah, at some point you were very close.
I was within a second for the first half of the race, and then suddenly it fell off. I couldn't turn into corners. That was impressive watching you drive that thing, though, coming out of corners after having tried it last night, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made it much slower
But more
in
stable.
the weight transfers. So spring rate is way softer now.
Gotcha.
How many minutes y'all want to take for till we go to race? About 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe.
That'll do. I'm going to go make a pit stop.
Me too.
P1 Tommy Teasdale, keeping it clean.
I'm back.
I'm back, Carl.
All right. I was eating a couple jelly beans. I was going to do roll call. Sound off if you're
Let's
here.
see it from Gilles Lalonde's perspective in the number 8 BMW 320i STW.
What's your favorite flavor jelly bean, Carl?
Well, these were Starburst called the Fave Reds, so they're all the red flavors.
So the fruity ones, not the spice ones?
Gil
I
is
don't
long
care
gone,
for the
ringing
spice.
deep.
No, give me that shit. I want fruity ones. Want my fruity bastard. All right, that sounded like everyone was here, so we are going to next session. Here it goes.
I can't remember the last time I had a jelly bean.
Well, to tell the truth, they were in the cart out front at marked down. I guess it was from Easter or whatever. So,
Are they good ones? Jelly Belly or something?
no, they're Starburst, but
Oh, you said that.
I mean, but they're good. I mean, I like them. The variance in flavors not much between the reds, but I mean, I like them.
Better than on the floor of the car.
Oh, you know what? I did that race. I did that race with the other setup. Now I'll use your shed that from yesterday. I got confused in which one to pick.
You.
Yeah, now I'll use that setup you gave me yesterday.
It's good to change things last minute, I find.
That's why that setup didn't have as much fuel. This one has plenty of fuel. So, all right, good luck, everybody. Get on the grid.
And it's
Everybody,
lights on.
Well,
Lights out and away we go. The gap is stretching out for Craig Gallagher. Action in pro. Tommy Teasdale versus Sean Eric for P3. Worth noting, Tommy Teasdale up 3 places since the start. Now with the AM leader Carl Struhall, 6th in the championship. Tommy Teasdale has ducked into the pits from P3. Carl Struhall with the fastest Sector 2 so far. Tommy Teasdale challenging Carl Struhall. Traffic cleared for Tommy Teasdale. After 24 seconds, neither driver is backing down. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde is quicker on the power out of straight 1, switching to pro leader Gilles Lalonde. Better traction for pro driver Tommy Teasdale out of straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from straight 1. Strong drive out of straight 1 for pro driver Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale accelerating harder from straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker on the power out of straight 1.
Sorry, Carl.
Better traction for pro
right,
driver
go,
Tommy Teasdale out of
get
straight
after
1. Pro driver
just
Tommy
giving you a
Teasdale
boost.
gets a better exit. Let's ride with Tommy Teasdale in the number 8
Pump
BMW
drafting.
320 ISTW. A new session best through Sector 2 for Tommy Teasdale. Championship leader Gilles Lalonde heading into today's race. Oliver Day is all over Carl Struhall for P4 in AM. AM driver Carl Struhall is quicker on the power out of straight 3. Better traction for AM driver Carl Struhall out of straight 3. AM driver Carl Struhall gets a better exit from straight 3. AM driver Carl Struhall is quicker on the power out of straight 3. AM driver Carl Struhall accelerating hard. Oh, battle for P3 and AM Sean Eric. AM driver Carl Struhol gets a better exit from straight 3. AM driver Carl Struhol is quicker on the power out of straight 3. AM driver Carl Struhol accelerating harder from now with the pro leader and championship leader Gilles Lalonde. Nobody quicker than Gilles Lalonde in sector 1. Gilles Lalonde tops the sector 2 times. Gilles Lalonde cruising in P1. Gilles Lalonde continues to improve through sector 3. Switching to pro P3, Sean Eric. Strong drive out of straight 1 for pro driver Tommy Teasdale. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale. Oh, Carl Struhol slowed dramatically in AM. Here's the replay. We're back with Carl Struhol in P1 in AM. Carl Struhol maintaining P5. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale is quicker on the power out of straight 1. Strong drive out of straight 1 for pro driver Gilles Lalonde. Better traction for pro driver Gilles Lalonde out of straight 1. Here comes Sean Eric on Gilles Lalonde. Sean Eric gets it done. Into P2 in pro. Sean Eric is building a cushion. P2 Sean Eric, 1.5 seconds to the car in front. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale accelerating harder from straight 1. Strong drive out of straight 1 for pro driver Tommy Teasdale. Better traction for pro driver Tommy Teasdale out of straight 1. Pro driver Tommy Teasdale gets a better exit from straight 1. Look at this pro battle. Strong drive out of straight 1 for pro driver Gilles Lalonde. Oh, we're at the halfway mark. 11 minutes left. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde is quicker on the power out of straight 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde accelerating harder from straight 1. Strong drive out of straight 1 for pro driver Gilles Lalonde. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde gets a better exit from straight 1. Better traction for pro driver Gilles Lalonde out of straight 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde accelerating harder from straight 1. Strong drive out of straight 1 for pro driver Gilles Lalonde. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde gets a better exit from straight 1. Better traction for pro driver Gilles Lalonde out of straight 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde is quicker on the power out of straight 1. Strong drive out of straight 1 for pro driver Gilles Lalonde. Better traction for pro driver Gilles Lalonde out of straight 1. 10 minutes remaining. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde accelerating harder from straight 1. Karl Struhal had a significant problem on lap 4. Here's what we missed. Back to the fight for P3 in Pro between Gilles Lalonde and Oliver Day. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde gets a better exit from straight 1. Better traction for pro driver Gilles Lalonde out of straight 1. Oh, trouble for Craig Gallagher. Now on board with Craig Gallagher, driving the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Gilles Lalonde trying to hold off Oliver Day for P3 in Pro. Strong drive out of straight 1 for pro driver Gilles Lalonde. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde is quicker on the power out of straight 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde accelerating harder from straight 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde gets a better exit from straight 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde is quicker on the power out of straight 1. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde accelerating harder from straight 1. Oh, while we were elsewhere, Craig Gallagher stopped on track on lap 6. Returning to the battle for P3 in Pro, Gilles Lalonde versus Oliver Day. Strong drive out of straight 5 for pro driver Gilles Lalonde. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde accelerating harder from straight 5. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde is quicker on the power out of straight 5. Better traction for pro driver Gilles Lalonde out of straight 5. Pro driver Gilles Lalonde accelerating harder from straight 5. Strong drive out of straight 5 for pro driver. Oh, Oliver Day challenging Gilles Lalonde for position. Oliver Day holds P3 in Pro. Oliver Day in P3, a gap of 0.5 to close. Oliver Day is pulling away, gap up by 1.0 seconds. P3 Oliver Day, 4.0 back from the next car. Gilles Lalonde leads the championship starting from P4 today. P3 Oliver Day, 3.4 seconds to the car in front. Something has gone wrong for Craig Gallagher in AM. Let's take a look. Back to Craig Gallagher, running P2 in AM. Five minutes to go. Craig Gallagher holding P6. Let's look back at when Craig Gallagher came to a halt on lap 8. Returning to Craig Gallagher in P2 in AM. Craig Gallagher now 8 laps done. On board with Tommy Teasdale in the number 8 BMW 320i STW. Tommy Teasdale leading the race. Tommy Teasdale cruising in P1. Two minutes left in the session. Great pro racing, Sean. This battle has been raging for over a minute now. Gilles Alon still searching for that first win of the season after 3 starts. 1 minute remaining. Oliver Day's closing in 0.8 seconds in the last 10 laps. Sean Eric running in P2. Craig Gallagher had a significant problem on lap 8. Here's what we missed. We rejoin the pro battle for P2 Sean Eric and Oliver Day. A solid 12 laps so far from Sean Eric. Sean Eric in P2, a gap of 6.1 to close. Oliver Day is chipping away at Sean Eric's lead, 0.5 seconds now. Checkered flag for Tommy Teasdale in Pro. Here's the view from Oliver Day's cockpit in the number 42 Ford Mondeo WHD. Carl Struhel, 6th in the chat. Let's see it from Craig Gallagher's perspective in the number 97 Ford Mondeo WHD. Second in Pro goes to Sean Eric. Third in Pro is Oliver Day.
All right, well, good run, everybody. I really wanted a 139, but I couldn't do it. But that setup was stable longer, so looks like y'all had some fun. Thanks for coming out and racing. Next week is 1981's at Laguna Seca retro version. So, and then we pick up again at Macau, which ought to be interesting in these cars if they'll turn tight enough to make that hairpin.
You're doing the historic one?
Historic, what?
The old version of Macau? Right? Is there two versions?
Is there two versions?
I thought we did an old one in the NARS one. It doesn't matter. It should be interesting either way.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. I only know of the one. If I can stumble across a historic one, I'd do it.
No, you're probably right. I think you're right.
It's the Nürburgring or the Nordschleife that I wanted to try. I found a classic version of that I think would be fun to do. So, but we got a big gap in between that Macau and that one, so we'll see.
It's pretty hard to keep people that are a half a second faster behind you.
Where you talking about, like Macau or North
No,
Live?
he's
Here?
talking about
Here now.
tonight, like Tommy trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was just in the right places to keep me behind.
Yeah, I was doing everything, but I outbreak myself twice. One for you and one for Oliver.
Oh, you let me through. Yeah.
I let you
Yeah.
through. When I let you through, Sean, it's because the rears were cooked and I didn't have anything. I had to wait.
Yeah. I don't know if you totally let me through. I had to. You were doing some serious swerving there, and I had to pick a gap. But-
Yeah, I was trying to keep the rear end behind.
I started the very last lap after the counter went to 0.
Did you really? And it
Yeah,
went another one anyway.
yeah. Maybe because I was too close to the start finish.
Yeah, sure. Huh. Did your tires stay pretty? Did they degrade linear, or did they drop off like mine?
It was linear.
Nice.
Well, BMW is linear. I was able to get same wear front rear at this track.
But once you cooked the rears, they didn't want to come back,
Well,
huh?
yeah, they came back, but it took
Good.
it took a while. I stayed in front of Oliver for a few laps.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I think I did a 139.4 something.
Jill, did you get your real car fixed?
It would have been finished today, but the bolt on the clutch for this car is a 9mm 12 pin socket, and the guy didn't have that socket, so he had to have it to find it and go get it, and so now it's going in tomorrow, and I'll have my car for after tomorrow.
Good deal.
Yeah, it was a long and arduous thing. That transmission went on that car for only 3 years, only in Canada.
So that's
The one I found, only they only have 2 liters of oil in it, and the one I found had only 1 liter left. A seal was leaking a bit, so buy the 2 seals right left, and put those on. That took a while because the way the half shaft, the axles bolt to the transmission, it's not a shaft that goes in. It's that there's actually a flange there. So when you unbolt the CV joint, you have to. There's a bolt real deep, and you got to pull that out, and then these 2 flange they come out because they're on springs. Why? We couldn't figure it out. As he says, it's not German engineering, it's creative engineering.
It's just to make it a challenge for you.
I don't know how to do it.